Japanese style rice balls. I've cooked my rice up in a rice cooker, and I forgot to add my eggs when I made the rice, so it's not as sticky as I wanted for the rice balls. So what I'm going to do is I made up rice with tiny pieces of potatoes and sweet potatoes in with it, and chives chopped up. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just going crazy with eggs. And then I love chopsticks. They're like one of the most versatile utensils in the universe. And they're wonderful for doing this with. I just got these off of eBay for literally a set of like 10 for less than $5. I went and bought another set of these because I absolutely love these stainless steel ones. They're absolutely wonderful. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop. I also put, I'm going to put some asafoetida in this as well. And I am using my hands, okay? I will be completely honest here and admit that I am using my hands for this project. My hands are very, very clean. And I'm doing this with the egg batter to make it sticky. And I'm actually going to let this set for about, I don't know how long, for a little bit, to let it kind of have the flavors marry a bit. And also for that to fully absorb the egg into the rice. And now that I've got that, I'm just going to dump it back into this bowl. And I think that's sticky enough. And then what I'm going to do is add some flour. Next, if I can find it. Aha. You could use any kind of flour you like. I'm using all-purpose. I do know whole grain is better. I totally get that, but for me, whole grain sometimes does not agree with me, as well as ripe flour. So for me, I sometimes just go with the white flour. I'm dropping the asafoetida in there. And we're going it to be kind of stiff, so that it will form into those cutesy little balls that I'm probably going to fry. I cooked my rice in a really thick chicken broth I made with bones and skin of the chicken, which a lot of people would think is unhealthy, but it has a great deal of collagen in it, which is one of the reasons that I do that. Is if you want to age well, you need plenty of collagen, and it's a really easy way to get it. So anyway, there are my rice balls. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm heating up a very large pan. It's just a non-stick pan. It's maybe seen better days. I am going to upgrade to a stainless steel wok. I'm really looking forward to that. But for right now, this works. And I'm using a ton of spray on. And then I'm going to take, and this is some rendered chicken fat that I made with the skin and the bones of the chicken. It's very rendery. I'm going to use my versatile chopstick and pop that thing out. and pop it. And I do not worry about the fat from the chicken. I mean, there's a lot of things in life I worry about. Global warming, you know, in World War III. But chicken fat is not something that's on the top of my list. So anyway, that's going to go to low. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that slowly melt. And while that's melting, I'm going to form a few little rice balls. And I make my rice balls a little bigger than most people would. They are about as big to fit in the palm of my hand with some room to spare. And I really like cooking rice balls because I cook mine ahead of time so that I can just pull them out of the fridge on the weekdays when it's busy. And if I cook the eggs in with my rice, I don't have to do this twofold process. The problem was today, Anna is not functioning at the highest level because Sundays are my extremely busy days for work. And so with that in mind, I forgot to cook my rice with egg, and it made everything a little interesting. So, plus this way you get the protein from the egg, which is really, really good. And I don't worry about these falling apart because they're going to cook and kind of firm up once they hit the pan and the egg starts cooking a little bit. And I also don't worry about my hands being a total goop-a-thon here. I'm going to do the rest of these once I have more room on my plate. This will be plenty for me for all week. I probably have about 3 to 4 of these every breakfast because I don't really eat more than 2 meals a day. And that way I know I've got a lot of protein, and I've also got some whole grains. I used basmati rice. You could use whatever rice you want. And we will be back after these cook up a little bit. Okay, as we can see here, we have the lovely little fully cooked rice balls in chicken broth. I transferred them to a new pan because it got stuck to the pan on the first batch. So I just dumped a ton of broth in the pan this time so that when we flip them it's not going to be a problem like it was in the previous one. I'm going to let them cool and kind of drain on this plate. Once they're cool, I'm just going to put them in a little container and they'll go in my fridge for the week. And the other thing is I might add this liquid once it's done cooking. I've got some soup I made up for the week, and I might just add that to my soup because it's very nutritious. It's just chicken broth, rice, and egg. And there you go. Okay. And this has potatoes, sweet potatoes in it, about 5 eggs, so you're getting all that good protein, a little bit of flour, not much, and then all the good chicken broth as well. So you're getting quite a lot of healthy, good stuff in this quick and easy to make rice bowl. I like to serve these with, like, this week I made a bunch of egg drop soupa. And so with a little bit of small kind of chopped ramen noodles. They're not like a regular ramen noodle. And so with that in mind, I'm probably going to serve these like as dumplings in that. And they'll be really tasty. Or I might serve them on the side like a little hors d'oeuvre. I also have some bibimbap left over from stuff I pulled out of the freezer. So I could take and put them on the side of my bibimbap, cook them with my bibimbap, and then have my bibimbap with a side of these lovely little rice balls.